A migrant is any person who is moving or has moved across an international border or within a state, away from his or her place of residence. Established in 1951, IOM is the leading intergovernmental organization in the field of migration and works closely with governmental, intergovernmental and non-governmental partners. With 166 member states in over 100 countries, IOM is dedicated to promote human and orderly migration for the benefit of all. It does so by providing services and advice to governments and migrants. IOM Central Asia launched the Photography Award and invited Central Asian artists, photographers, and university students to submit photographs related to the theme Migrants, an invisible force in Central Asia. Its key goals are raising awareness on migrants' rights, enhancing tolerance, eliminating xenophobia and racism towards migrants and migrant communities. A jury of 5 members decided on the winners from both categories. The 3 winners from the Artists Photographers category were Ilyur Nematov, Didor Saduloev, and Diana Mindubaeva. And the 2 winners from the University Students category were Almazbek Duishibayev and Rahat Saganbet Kızı. All participants had to submit a story accompanying their images. In addition to that, 2 Central Asian writers, Dr. Nafisa Abdullaeva and Yermek Tursunov, shared their own original work on the winning photographs without having seen the artists' photographers' texts. The aim of bringing story writing hand in hand with the image was to underline the openness of the photograph to different interpretations and its own invisible power to stimulate the imagination. I never thought I could be in this situation. I often heard how people leave. I also knew many people who left. However, I never thought that I would leave myself, joining the stream of people called scornfully Gastarbeiters or Cherky. I had to start from the very bottom. I was given an orange overall and was told to clean the ice roads in remote Russian lands. Then I changed jobs to one with a higher wage in the construction industry. I was lucky. I was working with an Uzbek whose contract was coming to an end, and he explained everything to me. We really work hard, and under no circumstances we avoid working. It is your problem if you get sick or injured. You have to go back home, to your homeland. Every time I'm ill, I do not take time off and have to keep going. Otherwise, if I get fired, we will lose that little room we call home. My problem is not that I was born in Dushanbe and became useful in Moscow. My real problem, and the problem of all the others like me, is that this system creates second-class people. And the problem is in the people, the natives who are unable to understand where we are all coming from and why there are so many of us gloomy, poorly dressed, musty-smelling second-class people who don't speak good Russian. At times, we are left with no rights or insurance as our passports were taken away from us by our masters. We look at you sullenly with a mixture of fear and hatred. We are migrants.
I have a higher education qualification. In my country, I graduated from the Textile Institute. I worked in several companies, but my salary was barely enough to live on, and I have a husband and children to support. My husband has been out of work for a long time. He's a former military man. Where else can he find a job? I went to Korea, where I was invited to work as a manager. However, the company I was supposed to work for has already hired someone else. Then my friend offered me her position in another company to cover her maternity leave. Before I went to Korea, I began to learn the Korean language a bit. At a job interview, I was frank and said I understand everything, but I do not speak the language well, and my English is good. They hired me, and I coped okay. Many times I tried to find a job in my specialty, but no one was hiring me. In Seoul, it is hard to find a job if you have a higher education qualifications. Any manicurist is more likely to get a job, and you have to pay for accommodation, bills, and day-to-day costs too. So I went to work at a local cafe as a cook. At home I cooked well, so I decided to earn my living this way. I worked from morning till evening without days off. Everyone is working like that, and they say, so what? It is like that everywhere. But how can a person work without any days off? But we have no choice. In Seoul, you must work, and nothing but work. The cafe is profitable and in good location. Many people envy me. They think I have a good life. But I really want to return to an office position in my specialty. I miss office clothes, high-heel shoes, working at the computer. But for now, with my education, I have to stand at the stove. I'm not complaining about the money. I managed to pay for my daughter's wedding in my home country, but I was not able to attend it. Now I'm saving money for my son's education. I'll make money and go back home. Life isn't always good, but this is how it works.
Migration is a dynamic process and is inevitable. It involves both countries of origin and countries of destination and can be beneficial for migrants and societies, but only if their rights are protected.